Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to the Abel & Cole studio. Today we are going to cook madeleines, which are a lovely light French cake, traditionally made in a lovely shell mould. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to melt some butter in a pan. And I've got, I don't know how much butter I've got. I've got about 100 grams of butter that I can go straight into a pan. We're going to turn that on to a kind of medium-high heat. And that's going to take probably 4 or 5 minutes, and what we want is the butter bubbles and gets to a certain heat and turns a light brown colour, which will give it a really lovely kind of nutty and slightly bitter flavour, which will work really well with the rest of the madeleine recipe. Right, so the butter has just started to turn a kind of slightly darker brown colour, and that's when we want to take it off the heat and transfer it into a heat-proof bowl. And now what we want to do is just pop it on the side to cool down. So for this next step, we've got our cooled butter. So I've got 2 medium eggs here. I'm just going to crack them into a bowl. So eggs are in the bowl, and I'm going to add my Demerera sugar and some raw cane sugar. Now the reason why I'm using 2 sugars is because the Demerera sugar will give it a more kind of complex caramelly kind of flavour. So I'm going to get a whisk and mix the sugar and the eggs together until they're kind of well combined and light in colour and fluffy. Right, that's looking about right. So we can move on to our next stage, which is adding our brown butter. And this also gets stirred in. And you'll see it kind of go a lovely kind of rich brown colour. And finally, we add our dry ingredients. So we've got the flour, which can go straight in, and some baking powder. The baking powder will just help give it that kind of really lovely shape and make it a little bit more light and fluffy. Get a spatula and fold it through. Now the reason we're folding instead of whisking is just to kind of keep as much air in the mixture as possible, which again will really help it raise when it's in the oven. And it helps if you've got a spatula that's a bit bigger than this at home as well. Right, so this is what the batter should look like. It's nice and thick and smooth. This now wants to go into the fridge for about an hour. Putting a cold batter into the moulds will really help it rise when it goes into the oven. Time for a cup of tea. Right, so the batter's been in the fridge for an hour. It's nice and firm, and we can start getting it into our moulds. If you have a madeleine tin, grease it with a bit of butter and sprinkle a bit of flour. Right, so let's pop these into the moulds. And the best thing for that is 2 spoons. So take a tablespoon of the batter. It'll be quite firm, but don't worry about that at the moment. Spoon it into the mould, and don't worry too much about it filling the mould or anything like that, because as soon as it goes into the oven, it'll all melt and fill the space. So these are ready to go in the oven, and they're going to take about 8 to 10 minutes until they're lovely risen and golden brown. So these are ready to go. I've let them cool down for about a minute just in the tin, and now they're ready to put onto a wire rack here. And as you can see, they picked up that lovely detail from the mould, and they're a kind of lovely shell shape. Right, so now these are hot out of the oven. We want to make a quick sauce. So first things first, we're going to pour 200 ml of double cream into a pan and get that on a kind of medium-high heat. I've got some broken chocolate in a bowl. This is just dark chocolate, and I'm going to pop in a good pinch of salt. So it's going to be a salted chocolate sauce, and what the salt does is it works with the dark chocolate and brings out the sweetness and kind of makes a really nice kind of rich and interesting sauce. Right, so as you can see, the pan with the cream is really kind of bubbling away and was about to go everywhere actually if I hadn't have saved that. So that's really ready to go, so we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to pour it straight over the bowl with the chocolate. And as soon as the cream goes into the bowl, you want to give it a really good stir, and you'll kind of see the transformation as the chocolate melts. So just keep stirring until it's nice and smooth, and we're ready to go. So all I have to do now, I've got a nice bowl, gonna pop it on the rack, pour in our sauce. It's still lovely and runny, and that's ready to take to the table. But first of all, I just have to try one and try not to get it everywhere. And that's delicious. Right, so there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our videos, and head to our website if you want to see a whole load of other recipes, baking, savoury, loads of seasonal veg, and see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching.